Hey, what is up guys, it's Atlantean here, and today's video is going to be a new combo tutorial about my Atlantean Mermail deck, since a lot of you, really a lot of you, asked me to show some combos. So before we start, I just want to state that you will see really tons of combo coming, because I've already kind of like 15 combo videos for the Atlantean Mermail deck. So subscribe to the channel if you don't want to lose any of this. Give a like on the video if you find it informative, and consider following Atlantean on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. Follow the Omnia Players, my competitive Yu-Gi-Oh team, on Instagram and on Facebook, and download the Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Calculator application to check your life points. So let's get started and let's see what you can do now with Mermails, thanks to the help of the Crystron Needle Fiber. This card is absolutely amazing, as you can see. Also the artwork is so nice, and these basically breaks Mermails, and we can do crazy hand loops now thanks to the needle fiber and some cool tuners and synchros that we can play. So let's get started and let's see the best case scenario. Of course, the best case scenario is the combo starting off with Theus plus Atlantean Dragoons. I know that these are kind of like not searchable, but you can perform the same combos with some other cards in your hand, remembering that when you start in your starting hand, your first turn, you will have 5 cards in your hand, so it's not only 2 of them, meaning that you can perform different kind of combo strings. So remember that you start with 5, and let's go and see what happens with Theus plus Dragoons. So we activate Abyss Theus effect in order to special summon itself by discarding Atlantean Dragoons as a cost. They will both trigger, and Dragoons will add to us the Deep Sea Diva, while Abyss Theus will add the Abyss Gund. So at this point, as you can imagine, we are gonna normal summon the Deep Sea Diva, activate Deep Sea Diva's effect in order to go to our boy Neptabyss, the Atlantean Prince. Now we activate Prince effect, and we send 1 copy of Dragoons from the deck to our hand in order to add another copy of Atlantean Dragoons. Then Dragoons will trigger and will add to us the Mermail Abyss Megalo. Megalo is still fine and is really strong. You want to play at least 2 or 3 of them, depending on your choices and on your list, of course. Then at this point, if you wanted to maximize the combo, as you can see, we have Abyss Gun in our hand, but we don't have any Mermail in the graveyard. So we are gonna go into Needle Fiber by using the first Mermail in order to generate as much advantage as we can. So we're gonna link off the Abyss Theus plus the Deep Sea Diva in order to go to our boy Crystron Needle Fiber. This card is amazing, literally amazing. One of the best card in the deck probably. Let me focus on this. Okay. Needle Fibers will activate this effect and will give us a tuner. So you can play the Fishbowl Launcher if you want. It's an option, of course, and it is pretty cool. I'm currently running both the Fishbowl Launcher and the Jet Synchron. For the sake of this combo, we're gonna use Jet Synchron, since the Fishbowl Launcher will lock you into playing synchro waters, so you cannot do Omega, for example. So for the sake of this combo, we're gonna use the Jet Synchron that will get special summon on our side of the field. At this point, as you can see, we have 4 waters in grave, still don't have Mulling Glacier, but we are going to it. So we activate Abyss Megalos effect by sending Goons and Gun to the graveyard as a cost in order to special summon itself. Then big chain links will happen in here, chain link 1, 2 and 3. In chain link 3, we're gonna add the Abyss Sphere or the Abyss Scale, the Mizuchi, depending on your list and what you're playing. And then at this point, Gund and Theus will trigger as well. So Gund will give to us the Abyss Theus back to the field, and Goons will add something from the deck to our hand, which is gonna be our boy Mulling Glacier, that can be dropped onto the side of the field when we have 5 water monsters in the graveyard. At this point, as you can see, because Mermail is magic, we have exactly 5 water monsters in graveyard. That's incredible. So we can drop our Mulling Glacier in the last zone available onto the side of the field, and we're gonna use the super cool water dice from the Arc 5, which is absolutely amazing to count our hand loop count, so we will rip 2 cards from the opponent hand by the effect of Mulling Glacier. Then at this point we can go into our first synchro summon and synchro away these 3 cards, so level 1 +1 +7, which makes 9, to go in our Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and we're gonna rip the 3rd card from our opponent's hand, plus 1 card that's gonna be banished because we discarded also some cards to the graveyard, so we can banish 1 of them as well. Then now, remembering the fact that we actually started with 5 cards in our hand, so we still have other 3 cards, we can special summon a Jet Synchron by discarding 1 of these. But the combo is actually self-contained because we added also the Mizuchi, so we can also discard this one actually. If you're playing Abyss Sphere, you can keep it and set it to your side of the field and discard something else, maybe generating some other advantage. I don't know what you want to play in your build, but for the sake of this combo, let's say that we will use it in a self-contained manner and we will discard the Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi in order to special summon once again the Jet Synchron. At this point, as you can see, we still have the opportunity to synchro summon again, and we can synchro summon a 1 plus an 8. Jet Synchron will get banished, and Teus will go to the graveyard in order to summon the Psy Frame Lord Omega, which is able to rip another card. Try to keep this away from the glare. It's Omega anyway. If Omega can rip another card from the opponent's hand, then at this point we don't want to use it already because we can use also Omega's secondary effect. So in the opponent's standby phase, we can take back our Jet Synchron, which is absolutely crazy. So just wait for it. So that's the board. Once again, remembering that you still have 3 cards in your hand that can be extenders. Maybe if you got maybe a Swap Frog and a Ronin Torin in your hand, you can also end with a totally awesome on your side of the field, which is pretty amazing. And then at this point, you pass the turn in this way, and then when you have the occasion, draw phase, nothing, standby phase, you activate Omega's effect, and you keep the Jet Synchron viable for you by re-putting it into the graveyard, which is pretty amazing because since you have other 3 cards in your hand, you can actually resummon Jet Synchron on the next turn in order to OTK even more or to do something else. Then into the main phase, when you get the priority to do so, you can activate your Crystal Needlefiber by banishing itself in order to special summon a Synchro tuner monster in the form of the Desert Locusts that you can put in here or everything or everywhere you want. Since we are in Master Rule 5, that's absolutely amazing. I put it here to keep it away from the glare. And Desert Locusts will force the opponent to rip another card. And of course, you can also activate Omega by banishing itself and rip the 5th card from the opponent's hand. So it is basically, that's the 5, yes, okay. It is basically a full hand loop, so the opponent will be forced to play with only 1 card in his hand, which is pretty hard for him to do something in this scenario. And moreover, in the following turn, when the opponent will pass, you can just put your Desert Locust into attack mode. Omega will come back and you will draw another card, and you can also special summon a Jet Synchron once again. So this is already an OTK, as you can see, and the opponent is forced to play with only 1 card. So I think that you can agree with me that this combo is pretty bonkers, and there is kind of like no way the opponent can go over this. The only way the opponent can do something, in my opinion, is if he has a Nibiru, but there is also a combo starting off with Teus plus Dragoons that can dodge the opponent's Nibiru. I will show you this in the next video, so be sure to subscribe to the channel in order to not miss it. The anti-Nibiru combo, you can play it anyway with a negator before the 5th summon. So subscribe to the channel if you're not already, leave a like on the video if you find it informative, follow Okram1993 on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, follow the Omnia Players on Instagram and on Facebook, and download the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Calculator application to check your life points, and see you in the next one.